Hey, it's me, Jimmy D, and welcome to our episode 2 review of Lovecraft Country. I'm here with Aly. We're doing the whole show, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Oh god. Okay, so
Pray
this
for us.
this episode is all over the place.
Oh my
Um
god.
it ended on an extremely emotional note with Uncle George dying. And they better have some way of bringing him back or something, because oh my god, I loved Uncle George.
It's only the second episode.
It's the second episode and you killed him. Oh, they killed him off screen too. Like, he was going through the house and then they just show him dead in the car. Like, that's no. Uncle George, well, it turns out is Daddy George, but deserved so much better than this.
That was also a what the fuck moment.
Yeah. Like,
There was too much going on in this. I couldn't
there was so
keep up.
much going on in this episode. Let's get it across there. You have Uncle George, and you had pretty much everybody but Tick not have their memories of the monsters. You had the like Amish village being extremely racist.
Well, I mean, the racism continues no
Yes,
matter what, but
yes.
oh my god.
You had a cult that believed in going back to Eden, and it turns out like Tick is a descendant of this um, slave that pulled a Thomas Jefferson and slept with the master, slept with one of the slaves,
It's just I
and
don't even know what happened.
the magic, and like people were shot, died, came back, they saw shit. So much happened that was bizarre. I honestly feel like this they needed to break this up into 2 episodes.
I agree with that. I just feel like it got to the point where it was like a WTF moment,
Yeah,
and you just couldn't catch up with what was going on.
there was so much going on. That it was hard. It was very hard to keep up with. The episode started off interesting and very well paced, because they're magical. These white people are magical and uh, weird, and like the dad is somewhere. But then it just someone stepped on the gas. And like the whole set, like I thought the episode was gonna end, like the ceremony and the aftermath of that was gonna be next episode. I didn't know we were gonna get the whole ceremony, the conclusion to the ceremony, and everything. This episode, I feel like the pacing of the first episode was perfect.
Yeah,
Everything.
this one was
This
not
one,
there.
the pacing was not the best, and I'm curious, and we're gonna watch the rest of the show and review it.
Wish
But
us luck.
yeah, um, I do feel like it kind of hurt the momentum it brought with the first episode, because the first episode was so good and so amazing, and the fact that they had actual like shots from history that were recreated, like everything about the first episode was phenomenal. And then this episode is almost like a 180, to be honest. Like, yes, you have the creatures, which never really got explained. You had a cow give birth to some
So to a creature,
to a
yeah.
creature. Um,
Which that whole scene felt really wrong to me.
yeah, and
I don't know.
it, it also felt out of place. Like, it just came out of nowhere. And I know you're trying to explain like this manor and everything, but like the manor is destroyed now. So like, what was the whole point in explaining it?
Yeah,
Um, again,
it's just
I
yikes.
the first episode did such a good job with and this episode too with Uncle George, that's why we wanted to cry when Uncle George, like, my eyes watered up. The emotional impact of Uncle George and the character who he was impactful. And for that to only it'll only be 2 episodes and he already be that impactful. Imagine what would happen if he was alive for like 6. Um, so I really hope they somehow bring him back, but I don't know. I don't know how they would do it. I mean, the magic just came out of, like, we have creatures and magic, and like Bible references as well with the Garden of Eden, a cult.
There's a lot to process.
Yeah,
I hope that next episode they step back and
kind of explain something.
yeah, explain one of those things that happened this episode, because right now I'm overwhelmed with what just happened.
Yes. With the first episode, they use literature to explain the creatures. Uncle George's like, hey, remember the stories about the vampires? Like, what happens when someone gets bit? Like, they explain the creatures using the theme of the literature that was throughout the first episode.
Yeah.
This
Which was done
episode,
well.
there was no explanation of anything. It's just, oh, magic. Oh, cult. Oh, all these old white people are going to eat this man's liver.
Yeah.
And then invisible walls, like,
I
don't know.
don't even know. I don't know.
I don't know. What would you rate this episode, Aly?
I don't want to rate it so harshly, but like I don't want to give it a good score either because of how all over the place it is.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd probably give it at least a 5 because it's still like an interesting show. Like it still has my attention. It's just they need to step back.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5 as well. It's an average episode, and I don't feel like it'd be as average if some of the stuff that they had in the first episode carried over into this episode, but it didn't. It was almost a 180 from episode 1 to episode 2.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So let us know in the comments below what you thought of the episode. Are you gonna watch the rest of the show, and what was your favorite part of this episode? Thank you so much for watching. We stream on Twitch Tuesday through Saturday. Link to that is in the description below. And we also have an awesome Discord. Join that as well. So thank you so much. We will see you in the next one. Later.